Hello there. My name is Jaiye Bynoe. You on the Jayman Show, which is on WBCA 102.9 FM, Boston's local community radio station. My guest today is DaVan. Hi, DaVan. Welcome to the show today. So good to see you.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's nice to see you too.
Absolutely. Okay. I guess I'll get started by. Can you maybe tell me a little bit about yourself and what you've been up to?
Yes. So hi everybody, I'm DaVan and a little bit about myself. I am a notary signing agent, a notary public. I'm also a radio producer with BNN as well. Um, I have a business, it's called Divine Legacy LLC. And with this business, what I do is I create spaces so that people can experience spiritual healing, so they can kind of like talk about some of the issues or problems that they're going through and get some solutions. And I also provide a platform for local poets and, other local artists.
Well, that's wonderful to hear because we need more platforms for us artists, definitely, And I seen this show. You have a wonderful show, yeah. And so I used to work. So I used to work during a shutdown, the coronavirus going on.
Yes, yes. So with the shutdown, a lot of my business did slow down. I was working with a lot of community centers and places like that were kind of like, you know what, you cannot gather people here. So I did kind of fall back on a lot of it, but now it's all picking back up and I'm super excited about that.
Well, that's wonderful. Are you going to be doing any more shows at BNN?
Yep, I'm coming back to BNN in October. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to bring poetry back to the radio and to just open up that platform and share local artists' music on the radio as well. I will also be doing retreats starting in November and in June of 2022. So I'm super excited about it.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I can't wait to work on the show and do cool for your show,
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I can't wait to have you on my show. I really love your music too, by the way.
Yeah, I'd love for you to play some. I'd love for you to play some of my music on your show as well, And
Absolutely.
Have you interviewed me, that'd be a blessing, definitely.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So do you want to read some of your poetry right now?
Let's see what I have. Let me see. I can definitely read something today. Let me pull something up. Poetry. So I have a poem and it is called PSA.
Okay.
It's a little bit long, so I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I will read majority of it.
Okay.
Okay, this is called PSA. I don't care if you're uncomfortable with my level of free. I choose to drown out the complaints of my use of language. I choose not to really care that I use too many F words in a conversation, as if my F words are keeping you from hearing the despair in my voice. And it's clear you're still missing the point because you're busy judging and aren't listening to understand, but you're awaiting your turn to reply. I'm sorry that society has taught you what I've lived through experiencing because you've learned what I've lived through scholarly essays and philosophical bullcrap. We see my story through a different lens. I am not sorry that I choose to turn my back when something is no longer serving my greatest good, but feed in the darkness I seek to overcome. Because I can let that darkness consume she and turn me, D, into the biggest malevolent person you ever seen. But I really don't care that my style doesn't fit yours, and so you bash me while I walk away with a space of compassion for your lack of understanding and self-love in my heart. I will not occupy that space for fools in my heart forever. I'm tired of speaking in circles and having to explain myself in sections when I did not apply to be a part of your elections. PSA.
Oh, that's definitely inspiring, because I love how you say how you're tired, because I'm tired of just some such that goes around too, I can definitely understand how you don't want to repeat yourself, and yeah, it makes you think, I'm the same way.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. So what inspired you to write that poem? That's so inspiring.
You know what? I think it's a lot of things, especially when I started to really get into working on myself, doing a lot of self-work. A part of that, what I found for myself was important on my journey is that I needed to learn how to be myself and that I needed to learn how to love the person who I already was. And I really wasn't happy with it. What was really frustrating me was that people was almost expecting me to be a certain type of way. And it just kind of frustrated me and it kind of annoyed me. So I really just put that into this poem. So yeah, that's definitely what inspired me.
Oh yeah, and I definitely hear you, sister, because I'm like definitely understand you, because I definitely hear what you're coming from, and that's a wake up call for people out there. You don't mess with people like that.
Absolutely, that's right.
Yeah. So what else inspires you? What else gives you inspiration and hope?
So I think that a lot of where my inspiration comes is from, my own life, my own personal story, my own background, where I come from. I also am an author. I have a book out. It's called Shadow Work. And the book is basically about my life, like how I grew up, the struggles that I had to, go through. When I got older, realizing that like I was traumatized from all of these things. And just knowing that I'm gonna forever be on a journey for healing. I've always kind of been sensitive to other people and what other people are going through because of, the life that I had to live with my mom. And I just always have been the type of person to, feel other people's pain, not just see it, but like really feel it on the inside and really wish that there was something I could do about it. And so that's really what inspires me. And also, I think that especially for people of color, I think that a lot of us struggle with being ourselves and being okay with showing up who we already are. And I think that we try so hard to fit into other people's lives and to fit into other people's shoes. And I think that we're doing ourselves a disservice. And so a part of my platform is about, creating a space where you could just come and be who you really are. Like, with the mask off, not the person that you have to, show up and be when you go to work, not who you have to show up and be for your kids, but like really you.
Absolutely, and that's what it's about. Being yourself. And being comfortable in your own shoes. And doing what makes you happy. I definitely agree. I couldn't say it better myself, sister. I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
Thank you. Yes, it's really hard for us, especially for people in the arts. So when I was younger, I used to do like theaters. I used to do movies and things like that. And it's not until I got a little bit older that I realized how pivotal and powerful those things were, because I was learning about, what our struggle was as Black people. I was learning that through the arts, through my teacher. Her name is Jackie Parker. She did some amazing work and she taught me so much there. And I started to see that, they cut all of the art programs out of school. They cut music out of school. And that's what I feel like really makes our children who they will be when they grow up, is being able to tap into that playful side of themselves. As you know, like our kids are going to school now and they're learning how to be employees for other people. But I feel like when you tap into that gifted, skilled part that's buried within all of us, I think that you're able to awaken something that's way more brilliant and way more amazing. So that, again, those are other things that have been very inspirational for me, because I do see how people use art as therapy. It is really healing, when you're a rapper, when you're a singer, when you're a dancer, when you play instruments, like that is something that's really healing to the soul. It's healing to people who hear it, who listen, who share it with you. And I love that, because again, I'm a feeler and I love to feel things, within my heart deeply.
Absolutely, and I definitely agree that people that the government shouldn't be cutting down school arts for the kids, because that's where they can shine. We need to promoting the talent, and the fact that they can shut down, our programs and the active programs for kids who need it, especially in Roxbury and Boston, is sad, because that's the time to shine, and without that, they can't get, that's you're right, it's uncalled for, and
Absolutely.
so we need to. So we need to make a petition to bring that back to the schools, because we need those programs for kids, so they can just live their dreams, because I remember when I was in school, we had that, and then it got cut, and now my niece is a singer, so I want her to have some, to showcase her talent as well, so we need to bring that, so we have to bring those programs back for the kids, we need that.
Absolutely, yes.
I definitely.
Our kids definitely, I think, need that outlet.
Yes. Amen, Sister Reed. Definitely. Amen. Yes. So I guess my next question to you is, what advice can you give artists and poets that wanna be the next you? I mean, that want to be, inspired to be you, a poet. What advice can you give us?
I would definitely say, like, whatever it is that you feel in your heart, whenever you have those moments where you have like these, burst of thoughts or burst of energy, use it and put it into your skill. And no matter what it is that, anybody says, any negative thing that people have to say about what you feel like is your art, do not pay them any mind and do what it is that you set yourself out to do. You know what I mean? And really focus on that. And, connect yourself with people who are going to feed that energy, awaken that energy, feed that fire, because that's really what it is. It's a fire. So if you have that fire within yourself, continue to do whatever it takes to, move that.
Absolutely. Definitely. Don't let anybody stop you from achieving your dream in life. I always said, that's what Mama said, to always go for your dream, do not let anybody says just believe in God. You can make it. You can definitely make it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So what do you see yourself, years from now doing?
So something that I am working on now is a healing center. That is my initial goal. With all of the many things that I do outside of that, my end goal is to have a healing center, a place where people can come learn about healthy ways to take care of their mind, their body, maybe even record music. I have this very, very big vision. And so I am doing whatever it takes to get me there. In the meantime, I'm hoping that my retreats will be a thing that become bigger and bigger and bigger over time. So, within the next 5 years, I just feel like that's what I want to be doing with my life, is helping people, enjoy themselves, get to know themselves, tap back into that. That I feel like we lose what do they say? Come to God as a child, I think that we lose that over time, or depending on what we go through. And I just want to be able to help people enjoy the moments with themselves that they can, especially in nature.
Yeah.
So yes, that's definitely where I see myself soon, is right there, having that healing center and being able to help more people tap into the gifts that they have within.
And that's a wonderful blessing for people and me. I definitely support that, because we all need that. We need to have something that's ours, so we can showcase our talent. I'm so glad there's people like you that are in the community doing that, because especially now, that's what we need,
Yeah.
So that's how you inspire me to be more like you and get back to to the community. That's what it's about.
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. We need each other.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't say by myself. I need you. I definitely need you, and I can help you, and you can definitely help me. And you helped me already. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So do you still act? Do you still act and sing? Do you still aspire to be an actress and singer?
I don't aspire to be. I'm leaving that to my kids. I have 2 little girls, and both of them sing. My oldest daughter, she got a little bit into acting. My youngest daughter, I'm gonna put her into that. But I do still keep up with like my poetry. I do a little singing here and there, but I just keep that to myself.
I definitely understand that, because I definitely understand that, you do what's best for you.
Absolutely.
So what do you like to do for fun or travel when you're not doing poetry? What would you like to travel to for fun?
Oh my God, I just love getting up and going. I love to be on the road. What I love to do, like, for fun is I like to garden. I love gardening. I love growing my own food. I love growing plants. I love growing herbs, traveling. I love to travel. I love going to like hot states, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. I love the South.
Mhm.
And what are some other things? I like to hike. Anything that has to do with being out in nature, I really like, because what I've noticed and what I've realized is that when I'm in nature, when I'm in the dirt, when I'm, surrounded by trees, when I'm surrounded by water, is that I tend to feel limitless.
Mhm.
I feel limitless. I feel like I could think freely. I could be free. And it just makes me feel really happy and really open to be able to do those things. Yeah, that's really what I love to do.
Oh, I definitely hear you because you read my mind because I love the hot weather. I'm not a fan of the snow.
Yes.
I'd rather be in Hawaii or than by a nice tropical warm beach or Florida or California. I'm not a fan of
Yes.
because I'm not a fan of the winter, so I'm trying to move to Florida myself. Because I didn't.
Nice.
Because I actually used to live in Tampa, Florida years ago, but then my mother passed of a heart attack, so I had to
I'm so sorry.
I had to come to Boston because I didn't have any family down this side. But I'm trying to get back down this, because I can't do this cold. So that's why I started.
Yeah.
That's why I started this podcast. So I can, interview people like yourself, and and when I went to college, got my associate degree in liberal arts. And
Nice.
I'm trying to,
Congrats.
yeah. So I'm thinking about going to get my bachelor's degree now. I've applied to schools down in Florida, California, so I can, try and get that.
Awesome.
Because I feel that's what I need to be, So and I love Boston, but just not in the wintertime,
Yes.
Yeah. And how about you? Do you plan? Do you want to move back down the road while you're around, not to deal with the snow and cold?
Yes. So I have definitely been looking at, North Carolina and Alabama as places for me to be able to settle. I have moved around a lot, and I really it's something about North Carolina that just calls me. I went to North Carolina in 2018 with my farmers group, with my farmers class. And when I got out there and I stepped off the plane, my soul, it cried out, my spirit cried out. I just felt so connected. People were looking at me and making eye contact with me, and I felt like, wow, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? I just felt really connected to them. And so that is definitely a place that I see myself being able to live. One thing so I'm from Detroit,
Mhm.
and so I'm not really used to how everybody lives on top of each other here. All of the many apartment buildings. So it kind of just feels crowded, and I'm just like, I got to get out of here. I need to be where I can, just feel like I'm a part of nature, not a part of all of my neighbors. And so that's what, another thing that I really like about the South is that they have a lot of nature, you
Yes.
know, and it's, more affordable. I know a lot of people, especially if you're coming from Boston and you be going to like the down South, the first thing that people would say is like, oh, the money's not good there, but I feel like when you go to a place and you have, a good set of skills and you can get a job, you could do well. And I feel like you can actually enjoy life, without being stressed out. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with you because I definitely agree with you 100%. I feel that as long as you have some sort of education, you get a good job, you can live wherever you want, and the way you
Yeah.
live like the way you see fit, and do it
Yeah.
make you happy. That's the part. Is you making yourself happy, number one, As long as you're happy,
Yes.
you have to be happy first, So and do what's best for you. Not let people tell you what to do, because because you can't live life like that. So I definitely agree with 100%, sister. I do, and I definitely feel you. You got me want to go to California right now, or North Carolina right now. You got me want to pack my bags and go right now. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I can definitely. I am. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think we could do to make the world better, in your opinion? With all this going on, George Floyd, racism, how can we make the world better?
You know, this is a question I ask myself every single day. And I never have like a definitive answer, but I do think that if we all as a people, no matter the race, creed, belief system, I just feel like if we all learn to put our differences aside and to do what's best for the majority, I feel like we could have a happier life, a better life. We could live in sync. I think that when we have things like titles, when we have things like religions, I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different types of religions. And, you know, they're all systems that kind of believe in the same thing, you know, but they're just saying it in a different way. I think that those things kind of get in the way of people connecting and being able to help each other and being able to work as one. And so for me, I think the world would be better if nobody knew what your title was, like, you know, what you did for work. And if nobody was able to disclose what their, you know, spiritual beliefs are, you know, and maybe I'm living in the fantasy world, but.
No, I definitely agree with you. You know, I feel the same way. You know, I think that if nobody knew who we were, sometimes, you know, what we did, you know, how much we made, how we got there, we would be better off, you know, because that's how people try and, you know, that's how people get jealous. You know, they want to envy you. So I think that if we could do that, you know, that'd be great. Because that's not a fantasy. I think about that every day myself. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Like any film people like yourself, you know, and graduating college, you know, I can tell people might be jealous of you, you know, because they don't have what you have, you know. So I definitely agree, you know, if we could sort of keep some things hidden to ourselves, you know, and not let anybody know what we're doing, we'd be better off, you know, because that's how something start, you know. So I definitely,
Yeah.
you know, I've been in a situation myself, you know, if I have people not like me for who I am or what I do, you know. So I definitely understand, you know, and it's sad.
Absolutely.
It's sad, but that's what's come to, you know. So and it makes you think, you know. And I think about my niece growing up, you know, when she gets old, you know, people judge her, you know, it makes me cry, it breaks my heart, you know, that see that this is the world we live in now, and why can't we live in a whole world where we can be happy for each other? But I guess not, you
Absolutely.
know, that. But I cry about this too at night time, you know, because this is sad, you know, affects me, affected my mom, you know, affects my niece, you know, and it's like, why? But so I was like, I don't have the answer, but it's like, why God? So, you know, it makes you think, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think another thing too is our food system affects us in a way that I don't think we think about on a daily. Like it affects our mental health. It affects, you know, just, you know, how we operate as a people, you know, it really affects us big time. I was actually with a friend of mine's the other day, and she had met up with another woman, and this woman does like yoga, like she teaches yoga to inmates. And so you know, she said, you know, doing her work, she got really sad because they were feeding them, they had a special food, like it was like I don't know what grade of food it is, but on the boxes when they deliver it, it said that it was like I don't even know what to call it, like some kind of weird mixture of food, like just a bunch of slop just put together. And they were serving this to the kids in school and to people that are in jail. And I'm just thinking, like, these are all nutrients that we need for our development of our mental, for the development of our, you know, immune system. So I think that those things also play a role in where we are today too.
Oh, I definitely agree because that makes my heart to see that I'm giving bad food to prisons. I mean, because that, you know, because you know, it's like why would you want to give food to somebody, bad food to a prison? I mean, you know, they do wrong, you know. I mean, or just kids, you know. I mean, you know, why would you even think in your mind to do something like that to a person? You know, I mean, what?
Right.
Since I mean, didn't your mom raise you better than that? What sense do you have to do that to somebody? You know, why? You know, it doesn't make sense. You know why?
Right.
And you're right, you know, this world is crazy. People are sick, you know, the twists I don't understand, you know, how it got this far, you know. Yeah. You know, and yeah, I'm glad you told me, this because people need to know what's out there and what's not right and what's wrong, you know, and this is wrong, you know. This is definitely wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, yeah. So, yeah, so So what else, keeps you going? What keeps you going through all this sadness? How do you get through every day?
Oh man, I will say that I am blessed to be able to have community,
Mhm.
because there's always something going on. There's always, some kind of discussion, mental health discussion. I'm also a member with a few nonprofit organizations. And these nonprofit organizations have been able to do things like provide food for families, provide places, safe spaces where people can come and talk. A lot of our members in the community have lost family members to COVID. And so a lot of a lot of the families in the community have been struggling with that. And so I kind of feel like community has really helped with that, because although we haven't been connected in person, we've still been able to do our Zoom meetings. I mean, thank God for all the nonprofit organizations and just people who decided, like, you know what, we're not getting together in person, let's do this via Zoom, because the conversations have been helpful, the connections have been amazing. Just being able to know the resources that are out there, I think that has been a blessing. I do know that COVID has caused a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, but I also feel like it has kind of like created a deeper sense of community, than what it has before, because a lot of us have had to count on our neighbor only, throughout this time. So community, and what else? I just think the work that I do just drives me. Sitting at home and, being on lockdown, it gave me time to do like self work within myself so that I could become better, so I could do my personal development. And yeah, I think that's what it is for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, because COVID definitely made my life a living heck, everything shut down, definitely to go to school on Zoom, and I guess it was a blessing because we're still able to communicate, and still meetings, but still, it's not the same as being face to face, and
Yeah.
I kind of wish I kind of hope it ends soon because I want to get back to normal, and not
Yes.
not
Yes.
not have to keep wearing a mask every time I go out, just go out, and be myself, but and
Yes.
plus having to get vaccinated, then I got sick. It's like it's just too much, This is enough,
It's a lot. It is frustrating in that sense as well. I think I was really frustrated in the beginning too, because one of the biggest things I wanted to do was be in the studio.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? For a moment, I was at the studio twice a week. I was really loving that space and being there and being able to, give people a platform. And then when they shut it down, I wanted to do it at home, but it's like I can't because it's so much noise. It's never quiet. So I definitely was frustrated with that. And the new vaccine, as you have mentioned, has been a frustrating thing to have to contemplate and think about, like, do I get this thing? Is it safe? What does it mean if I get vaccinated? That was very scary. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are kind of still dealing with the fear that kind of comes with that as well. And it's just really hard to know. I'm not trying to say COVID is not real, but it's just really hard to know that something that came so fast that they already have a vaccination for, that is safe, but then it's also, you feel guilty if you're not protecting yourself so that you could protect everybody else as well. That's been really scary.
Yes. Yes, it has, sister, because I know what you mean, that so I was getting a shot, because I felt things like, oh, hope I don't pass away, because it can, also kill you. People die from, it's like, it's like, yeah, it's scary. And then I didn't how you said about being shut down, because I had called and asked if I could have a show. They said, yeah, but you can't bring crew, and I can't. It's like it sucks because I can't even go there and for myself. It's like I want to do a show, but they might actually said no because it's when I have anybody crew. It's like, kind of sense. I miss being into it. I want to be back to myself, and I wish this thing was just over, because it makes you think, it's like it's not the same.
Yes, absolutely. You're right.
And yeah, so yeah, it makes you think, so would you ever consider running for president of the United States someday if you had the chance?
No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think, you make a great president, because you're so deep, you know. I can just tell you can make wonderful changes the way you talk, you know, programs you have.
Thank you.
I think you'll definitely make a great president, you know, next Obama, because I know that, because I know you can make some, because just by talking to you, it's like, you have some good words I need to hear, you know. You have some good programs, you know. I know you make some wonderful changes if you're president, you know. I
Thank you.
I hope you got my vote, you know.
Thank you. You know what? I might think about that, you know, for my future. I might think about becoming president one day, running for president at least.
Yeah, I thought about too, you know, because we need some people to make some changes, you know. We need more leaders like yourself, you know. So I'm thinking about myself, you know, because I think that, you know, what it is we can definitely make some more changes also, you know, because I want to be a role model for people and inspire people to go for dreams. So I want to try and do that, you know. So yeah, so
Absolutely.
yeah.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you can interview me now. Yeah, please.
Okay, I would love to know, because you asked me what would be something I would change about the world, or what do I think would make the world a better place. What about you? Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I think, you know, we can definitely make the world a better place by first of all, by treating people with kindness and respect, you know, like listen to each other, you know, supporting each other, and no more being jealous of each other, you know. If we can love each other spiritual, you know, and stop all this madness, this hate, you know, if we could just for once, not look at somebody and say, yeah, that person's nobody, you know. I wish we could, if I could get that back, that'd be great, you know, because I don't want to see anybody have to have that feeling. I know what it's like, you know, to be picked on, you know, or be made fun of, you know. It's just not good, you know. So if I can make that change, that'd be great, you know, because I remember when I was a kid, I used to get picked on all the time, you know, and treated badly, and just breaks my heart to see that happen to someone else, because I know what it's like, you know, and I don't want to see anybody do that, you know. So if I could change the world, I try to make a law that, you know, treat people like, you know, like crap, you know, because it's uncalled for, it's unnecessary, and we should all be able to support each other. So love each other, like in my case, love each other, support each other, and just be helpful. Now, don't be envious each other. Just don't be envious of people, you know. Just, that's what, that's what mine. That's what I would try to change the world, you know.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. We definitely need more kindness. And, you know, it's so funny because, you know, I'm from Detroit. A lot of people from Detroit, you know, migrated from the South. So we got a lot of people there that are from, like, you know, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, stuff like that. And, you know, being on the north side of the world and being over here, the vibe is just totally different. You know, I feel like people are like really on edge all the time, you know, like here, New York, places closer, people are like always on edge. And I'm like, oh my God, like, why can't you guys just be happy? Like, what's going on? What's wrong? But I do notice that, you know, things are just a little bit different about the two sides of the world, but, you know, things are just so different. It's kind of weird to have that experience for me. And it's probably like that for a lot of people that's here and, you know, they're from the South, because I know a lot of families here are from the South as well. Boston is a very interesting place. There's the healthcare system is a little bit better here than it is in a lot of other places. Money here is better. School here, you know, is better. But I think that they focus a lot on money here, and less on other things.
I definitely agree, you know, because money is everything. You know, you can't take it with you when you pass away. Because all the money in the world won't make me happy. Because since my mom dies, like, you know, I don't want the money. I want my mom back. You know, money,
Right.
money, you know, doesn't cause happiness. You know, it makes things worse, in my opinion. Because it buys things, but it can't buy happiness. It can't buy love. You can't change.
Yeah.
You can't bring mom back. You know, it's like, you know, all the money in the world won't make me happy. You know, so I definitely agree. You know, money isn't everything. It's not. You know.
Absolutely.
I think love is the answer. You know, love is what we need. I want to be loved, feel respected, feel I can be trusted. You know, not have somebody hurt you. That's what's more important. Love, values. You know, and just being kind to each other. You know, this is what's more important. than money.
Yes, that is so awesome. And I think that's why your platform is really important to have, you know, because there's not a lot of people that have your personality that reaches the group of people that you reach. So people really need you here. And for you to have that attitude and to have that belief, I think is an amazing thing. And I think that you're going to spread a lot of love, joy, with your platform, and I'm just super excited. I love your show. I love when you do interviews. You have an amazing skill, and I just want to continue to, you know, see that grow. So thank you again for having me. Like, it's definitely a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you, sister. I definitely appreciate your kind of words. I love, you know, I appreciate your love, you know. Thank you so much. You really
Absolutely.
touched my heart, you know.
Absolutely.
I could, you know, it's such an honor to talk to you. And you know, if you want to come, you're always welcome on the show. And please, if you want to come over for dinner, you know, me and family, we'd love to have you. Okay, anytime. You're always
Absolutely.
definitely always welcome out anytime. You know, you're always welcome on the show. You know, hoping see each other again. You know, and support each other. You know, I'm here for you. And it's just
Absolutely.
listen to talk to you. I respect you, and you really made me
Thank
smile.
you. Same.
You really touched my heart, you know, today. This is a wonderful interview. You know, so good to talk to you and meet someone
Thank you.
so much, you know. So I respect you. And
Thank you.
if you send me the list song, if you send me the list song, I'll make sure if it gets played, okay?
Okay, absolutely.
God bless,
Thank you so much, love. You have a great day. It was so awesome.
God bless you. I love you too, and I'll stay in touch, okay? Thanks for so
God
much.
bless you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.